Welcome. Today, we are diving into a huge, and I mean huge, decision for any business: hiring an SEO professional. Now, this is a move that can absolutely supercharge your growth, but let's be real, it's also filled with pitfalls. So let's break down exactly how to do it right.
Okay, let's just get right into it because the stakes, they couldn't be higher. The right SEO can bring you a flood of new customers. It's a total game changer. But the wrong one? Oh man, they can seriously damage your site's reputation, maybe even get you kicked off of search results entirely. The whole point of this explainer is to give you the tools to make a smart, safe choice.
So we're going to walk through this step by step. First up, we'll figure out if you even need an SEO. Then we'll talk about how to find a good one, exactly what to ask them, what major red flags to watch out for, and we'll wrap it all up with a really clear checklist to help you make your final call.
All right, first things first, is this even the right path for you and your business? Let's take a look at your situation and cover the absolute basics of what SEO even is.
At its core, SEO is actually pretty simple. It's just about making your website more attractive to search engines like Google, specifically for the things your customers are actually looking for. It's not some dark art or magic. It's a process of optimization.
So what do they actually do all day? Well, a good, reputable SEO provides a whole range of really valuable services. They'll look at your website's technical health and its structure. They'll help you create content that people actually want to read. They'll dig in to find the keywords your customers are typing into Google, and can even train up your team.
Okay, so here's the big question. Do you need to hire someone, or can you just do this yourself? Look, if you're a small local business and you actually have the time to learn, the DIY route is totally viable. But if you're redesigning your whole site or launching a brand new one, or if you just plain lack the time and the tech know-how, well, hiring a professional is definitely the way to go.
And this right here is probably the most crucial thing to understand. SEO is not a quick fix. It's not a magic button. You will not see significant results overnight. A good strategy takes time to put in place and for search engines to recognize. So the takeaway is this: be prepared to invest at least 4 months, and honestly, maybe up to a year, before you see those real solid benefits.
Okay, so you've decided to hire someone. Awesome. Now let's get into the good stuff and focus on what separates a truly great SEO partner from, a mediocre one. For the best results, you've got to think of this as a timeline for success. First, bring an SEO on board early. I'm talking before you even launch or redesign a site. That's key. Second, you have to actually commit to making the changes they recommend. And third, find someone who wants to be a real collaborator, not just some person you hired.
Now, this is really interesting because it kind of flips the script. A great SEO is going to interview you. They should be super curious about your business model, who your customers are, and what your competition is up to. If they don't ask these kinds of questions, they're not really interested in your success, just your wallet. Here's a pro tip for you. Before you go signing any long-term contract, pay for a one-off technical and search audit. This is a great way to see how they work. It forces them to give you a concrete plan with realistic estimates before you're fully locked in. It's a small investment that can save you a huge headache later.
All right, it is interview time. You've got a promising candidate sitting across from you. Here are the specific, non-negotiable questions that you absolutely need to ask them.
Seriously, don't just take their word for it. You need to see the proof. They should be able to show you case studies or examples of past clients they've helped along with real, tangible results. And make sure you ask for references and then actually call them. This is a super simple yes or no question. And trust me, the only acceptable answer is yes. These are Google's own guidelines for best practices. Anyone who kind of hesitates or says they have secret methods that go against them, that's a major, major red flag. This question is great because it tests two things at once: transparency and realism. They should be able to clearly define what success even looks like. Is it more traffic, more leads, more sales? And then give you a realistic timeline that lines up with that 4 to 12-month window we just talked about.
Look, you need a partner, not a magician who works in secret. A trustworthy SEO will be completely transparent. They'll explain every single change they make, and more importantly, why they're making it. You should never, ever be left in the dark. Okay, now we need to talk about the dark side of this. Some people who call themselves SEOs use really destructive, shady tactics. Here are the warning signs that you absolutely cannot ignore. And this right here perfectly illustrates the biggest red flag of them all. This is a direct quote from our source for a reason. No one can guarantee a #1 ranking on Google. It's just not possible. Anyone who makes that promise is either lying to you or using tactics that are going to get you penalized. Just walk away.
So let's look at one of the most common scams out there, something called shadow domains. And this is a particularly nasty little trick. An SEO sets up these deceptive web domains that funnel traffic to your site, which sounds great at first, right? But there is a huge catch.
So here's how it works. The SEO buys and controls these other domains. They build up traffic and point it all to your website. But, and this is the key part, if you ever stop paying them, they can instantly redirect all of that hard-earned traffic straight to one of your competitors. You basically paid to build up an asset for them, which they can then use against you. It's brutal.
And you gotta be on the lookout for other shady tactics too. Things like doorway pages, which are basically fake pages stuffed with keywords. And never, ever get involved in schemes where you're buying links to boost your ranking. These things violate spam policies and can get your site demoted or even removed from Google completely.
We have covered a lot of ground, so let's bring it all together into a final, super simple checklist that you can use to make your decision.
This chart pretty much sums it all up. Think of it as your cheat sheet. A trustworthy SEO gives you realistic estimates, is totally transparent, follows the rules, and is focused on your long-term success. A rogue SEO, on the other hand, guarantees the impossible, is super secretive, uses illicit tricks, and only cares about getting a quick payment. Keep this in your back pocket during your interviews.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? No matter who you hire, at the end of the day, you are responsible for what happens to your website. So the crucial question to leave you with is this. Now that you're armed with this information, are you ready to ask the tough questions and make the right choice to protect and grow your business?